Marketing is about values.
Nike didn't call me and sell me this in a catalog. I bought this swoosh because it's ingrained in my soul.
When you have a product that really resonates with customers, the word of mouth grows like wildfire.
Hey man, everybody wants to use AI to automate anything and everything. And oftentimes it seems like we're not questioning whether this is a thing that should be automated, right? And while you and I are, happy to find good use cases, like last episode, we talked about a really interesting use case of uploading your Stripe data to ChatGPT and getting some insights into your customers. You were telling me the other day about a use case that actually flopped with AI that maybe some people have tried, maybe they haven't. But I always like to, let's not just be, hype bros here. Let's talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the failed attempts at using AI. So what was this one for everybody today, man?
Yeah, so I think I was slacking you last week about a client of ours who set up an abandoned B2B cart flow. That's what I call it, which I'll explain in a second.
Yeah.
For people that filled out his form, who were qualified, said they're interested in booking a call, but didn't book a call. So for those of you that are new to the show, I run a lead generation agency where we basically get people to sign up for your company's newsletter. The moment they give us their email, we then ask them a series of qualifying questions to see if, number one, they're potentially a good fit for your product or service. And then if they are, we ask them, number two, if they're open to a call. If they are, we then push them to a Calendly page. And not everyone who is qualified and says they're open to a call actually books. So obviously the biggest challenge with my business right now is, if everyone who said they're open to a call and qualified actually booked, my clients would pay me 10 times more, and it would be,
Yeah. I mean, you're always going to have drop-off points in the funnel, right? Some people who are going to sign up for the newsletter aren't going to answer all the questions. Some people who say yes aren't going to book the call. Some people who book the call aren't going to show up, right? And so it's always about kind of turning the dials. Where can we increase conversions at different points, right? Just like we look at our click-through rate on ads and all those sorts of things. So that makes sense to me as far as like an abandoned cart flow in B2B, right? They said yes, but they didn't book. Now what happens? So your client set out to try and apply AI to help with the conversion rates here. Is that right?
Exactly. So I actually have a training where I walk clients through how to set up this abandoned cart flow, right? So in e-commerce, someone adds something to cart, but they don't check out. We send them an email saying, hey, you've left this in your cart. And it's one of the easiest ways to increase your revenue by kind of optimizing those emails or text messages even sometimes. So we have a whole training with templates to send people just text in an email. But one of our clients took it a step further and actually had his AI guy. I know we talked about this a little bit in the last episode, but he had his AI guy create a bunch of different automations and zaps and things to basically take the lead, punch it into ChatGPT, identify the language on that company's page. So I think they actually use deep research to crawl that company's homepage and then come up with a custom first sentence or first couple sentences to make it seem like it's written from the CEO who actually, quote unquote, checked out the website, but it was actually AI that did that.
Okay.
And he did that. And I think maybe he got a response out of, I think the exact number was like 1 or 2 out of every 10 emails that were sent with AI. He got a response, not necessarily booked, but he got a response.
Some response. Yeah,
exactly. And he went to my team and said, hey guys, like, what do you recommend? How do we get this number higher? How do we book more calls? This is clearly like the biggest opportunity. We're booking a good handful of calls, but about 50% of the people who say they're open to a call book. So if I can get even a couple extra booked calls every week from this quote unquote abandoned cart flow, like, what do you guys recommend? And I said, did you actually watch the training videos that we explained? Because in the training videos that we give to all of our clients, we say the templates that we gave you that this client just happened to kind of customize with AI is option 2. The best thing that you can possibly do for your abandoned cart flow in B2B, and I actually think this could apply to e-com as well, but in B2B, is to send a fully custom 2 to 5 minute short Loom video to each abandoned lead. And so the playbook I gave him was have someone on your team, and he has a bunch of different VAs and overseas team members. So I said, have someone on your team, every time a new lead comes in that doesn't book within 10 to 15 minutes, have them pull up the website as if deep research was doing it, open up Loom, have the background of the Loom video be their website, and say, hey, this is Johnny from so-and-so's team. Noticed you guys were interested in booking a call, and that's great because you guys are qualified. We only work with companies that meet this threshold. You guys meet that threshold. We've worked with similar companies to you guys and then I told them to name drop other companies that are similar to them, and we've helped them achieve XYZ results. And then in a perfect world, you're going to open up on a different page or a different tab a couple testimonials from those people and say, no obligation, we genuinely just want to help. Like, go ahead and book a call below, and you can add a big green button on Loom to do that. And he basically took my email, copy and pasted it, sent it to his team member. I forget the person's name, but his team member in the Philippines to do this. He reported 2 weeks later, we 3x'd our response rate.
Nice. You answered my first question. What were the results like? So this is an interesting, I think, example of not everything needs to be AI. Not everything needs to be automated. Some people are even, are you noticing this too? Like now any automation, people are like, oh, that's AI. Even if there's not an AI tool in the automation, I'm like, we're mixing terms here. But anyway, that aside, not everything needs to be AI automation. Sometimes it just needs to be optimization and delegation. All the shuns today. I think that and sometimes it's freaking worth testing. Not everything needs to be completely automated and handed off to AI. Maybe you can hand it off, but it's off to another team member who can still do it as a human, 90% effectively as what you would do, right? Or maybe 100%, depends on the situation and the use case, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think the not so hot take is as everyone starts to optimize for AI and leverage AI, you need to be the purple cow that does things differently. So the more things you can do personally, the more events you can show up at in person, the more dinners you can take clients to, the more custom Loom videos you can send where it's not AI, the better chance you have of succeeding because you're going to stand out. And so I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, I'll do the bare minimum. And then they say, oh, that didn't work. Right? The bare minimum is taking the scripts that we give you, copying and pasting them, and sending them to your abandoned cart, the leads that go through our funnel that we set up for you and don't book a call. Right? That's the bare minimum. And then they wake up and they're like, hey, this is working okay, but like, what can we do to increase it? It's like, well, you got to do the thing that's kind of more hard than copying and pasting templates that are Mad Lib style to fill in, which we try to make as easy as possible for you, because we provide those because it's better than nothing.
Right. It's the starting point.
But it's not marginally better. It's the Loom is not marginally better. It's literally 3x better than the AI customization. So it's probably like, I don't know, 6x better than just the straight up templates. I should probably take this podcast and put it in the training videos that we send to all of the clients.
Yeah.
Tell them the story, or maybe I need to have that client come on the podcast and show the proof.
Yeah.
But in a world where everyone's trying to do everything with AI, the more you can maybe leverage overseas talent to do some of the things to make it slightly more personable. I don't know. I'm not the best at English, even though that's my first language. The better chance you're going to have at finding success. And I think everyone hears it on podcasts, they read about it in newsletters, and they kind of roll their eyes, myself included. Sometimes I'm like, hey, I want to go hang out with my daughter. I want to go golf. I'm just going to get this campaign live. Not going to fully optimize it as much as I possibly can. I'm guilty of this too, right?
Yeah.
But if you really want to grow, if you really want to succeed, I think you said it best earlier. It's not necessarily an AI thing. It could just be a delegation thing, or you had another word around delegating.
Yeah.
But identifying and delegating or whatever it was. But record Loom videos every time someone fills out a form on your website or in your ads and does not book a call. Make that happen.
Question for you, because you've been working with a lot of clients who are doing this as well. Do you advise them to send a Loom video when they do book the call to help with the show rate of, hey, saw you booked a call. I'm looking forward to it. My name's Max. Here's what we're going to cover on the call. no necessarily call to action, but reinforcing the value of the call and building that know, like, and trust factor before the call with a personal video.
Yeah, 100%. So there's 4 videos we give all new clients. The third video is the one I tell everyone to watch because it walks through 5 steps to increase your overall close rate and your show up rate. One of the things that we do to increase your show up rate or recommend doing is in Calendly and in HubSpot, whatever your like calendar booking application is, you can send people to another URL. So we tell people to record a short 3 to 5 minute Loom video walking through, first of all, thanking them that, they appreciate you booking a call. Number 2, walking through what's going to be covered on the call. And then number 3, explaining just a couple testimonials or case studies to give even more proof that you can say you're going to do what you're going to do. And then take that Loom video and put the link to that Loom video in all of the reminder emails that get sent out pre-call.
Oh, okay. So use it as in place of the thank you page on the booking, and then also include it in the calendar invite description as well as the follow-up reminder emails. I love it.
Exactly. So we encourage clients, and we do this on our own. Like if you book a call with us, you'll see it. The moment you book a call with my sales team, you land on a landing page that says, thanks for booking a call. Please watch this short 3-minute video or 5-minute video, whatever it is. Maybe it's 3 when you watch it at 2x speed, before your call. And then below the video, it says, also, we only have a certain amount of slots every week. Please show up on time and cancel at least 24 hours in advance if you need to cancel for whatever reason. And then in the reminder emails, we put ****. If you have not watched the video, the pre-call video, please do so here before the call. And the first question my team asks, and I know this because I've now just started to audit all of our sales calls because I was on maternity leave, so I wasn't really paying attention, but now I'm watching almost all sales calls. The first thing my team does, just like clockwork, is ask, did you watch the video? Because then they know that they understand the general concept of the newsletter funnel. If not, we know from experience in recording our calls and punching our calls into ChatGPT and getting this data that we ended up spending 10 minutes on the call explaining what the newsletter funnel is because it's unique and it's different. And so if we can get them to understand at least the basics of it before they show up to the call, then we can just get to the question part.
Man, I need to start doing this with my own sales call funnel. Because as you were saying that, I was like, there's certain things that I do with webinars and with the sign up flow that are similar to the S2 that I can see people's gears turning. They're like, this is interesting, but like just taking it in live, sometimes it takes a while to get them there. And then we start, doing more qualification and figuring things out. But yeah, I really like that. I'm actually going to make some changes based on this. So improving our marketing in real time, y'all.
I think it comes back full circle to the episode, the last one or the one before, where we were talking about Alex Hormozi and Martha Stewart. A lot of people were complaining about the amount of emails that Alex Hormozi sent. One of my best friends runs one of the most effective and largest email marketing agencies in the world. And he tells me the number one thing that any company can do on the e-com side is most companies send a welcome flow email. If they have 5 emails in the welcome flow, they send it every other day or every 3 days. The best thing you can possibly do is increase that to once a day. And the best e-com companies send 2 emails a day in the first 7 days. More emails equals more money, especially in e-com, but also in the funnel here. More emails you send people pre-call, the better chance they're going to show up. More emails you send them for a promotion that you're running, the more likelihood they are to take the offer for the promotion. More emails, more emails, more emails. I know we have a hard stop. Anything else to add?
No, this is good. I think everybody's going to get something from it. I got something from the conversation today. I always love jamming with you, and I love when we get to record these episodes together, man. So if you got something from this episode, make sure you hit subscribe or follow, whether you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, or Apple or Spotify, hit follow, and we'll be back in your feed shortly.
See you guys next time. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing Max show. It takes me and my team hours to produce it every single week, but it only takes you 15 seconds to hit that share button and text it to a friend, drop it in a Slack group, or share it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or any of your favorite social platforms. I appreciate you taking the time to check out my content. Have an awesome day.